Good morning and welcome to our Facebook Live this morning. My name's Jenny McCormack. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator and I'm based in the market town of Brackley, which is in Northamptonshire in the UK. Now I do have a few technical issues, which is why I'm slightly late starting, in that my broadband keeps switching in and out and my home phone is no longer working. So I'm trying to establish what the problem is. Hopefully it will stay on long enough for our live this morning. If you are with us live, and then do say hi so that I know it is working, because on my screen it's just whirring around, not actually doing anything. So fingers crossed we are actually really live. So I won't make a start until I can see some people have arrived with us. It is Monday morning. Oh, hi Jeanette. Good, we're up and running. It is Monday morning, the 10th of January here in the UK, just after 10 o'clock. And I'm going to be using this stamp set again. So we used this on Thursday of last week. Oh, perfect. Thank you, Babsy. Lovely to have you join us this morning. So it's called, as you can see, Kite Delight, and it features 4 kites, really nice crisp images, perfect for colouring in, great for youngsters as well. And you can also use these designs for geometrical patterns, which is what I'm going to do today. Well, I'm going to have a go. We have a nice cloud and a sun, and then 2 different tails that you can attach to your kites. So these was the ones that were created on Thursday, and this is what we're actually doing at Coffee and Card this afternoon in Toaster. So this one is stamped onto some of that lovely celebration paper, and it's got like sky on one side with a light marble, and then it's detailed marble on the other side. So for this one I cut out the kites, stamped them separately, cut them out and popped them on with some dimensionals. And then this one here, nice and straightforward, just stamped the larger kite, added the little bows and the sentiment. And I do like all of the sentiments actually. So we've got wishes for a carefree day, another year flies by, happy birthday, and then your friendship is so uplifting. And this is one that I did, well, I just did as part of the demonstration on Friday, which was using the little stars instead of the bows. And obviously you could use these as like a sort of bunting as well, because the if I just show you, this design here finishes with the string. So I reckon, and we could try this out, it would be quite easy to to make these join up together and do a line of stars. So we'll try that. But the other thing I thought of is that this would be great for geometrical designs, because obviously you've got some standard, this is an equilateral triangle, but this is not quite, it's slightly different shape. So I thought we'd just have a bit of an experiment. Oh, hi Monica, lovely to see you. I haven't seen you for ages. I hope you're well. So I just thought we'd have a little bit of fun, a little bit of playing, and see what we could come up with. So I haven't really prepared anything. Well, I haven't prepared anything, let's be honest, except I have got some square card and some standard sized card, and just going to have a play and see what we can come up with. So these were the designs. Now I moved my camera last week. I've forgotten that I moved it out of the way. Let's move this light back a little bit So I hope I'm crafting in the right position today and not off the bottom, which is what I was doing for our live class on Saturday, working off the bottom of the page. So let's have a look. So one of the things I thought we could do is use this one here in the corners. So I think it would make rather a good spider's web with this design. So if you did it in black or red or something for Halloween, I think that would be fun. So let's give that a go. Now I have noticed that this kite is not 90 degrees. So I was thinking of putting it in the corner exactly like that. But of course it comes in slightly from the edge. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is actually stamp it further off my paper. If I put that on there, maybe you'll see. I'm going to stamp it off my paper so that it looks like it goes right up to the edge. So it's not going to be exact, but hopefully it will work. And then I can just put a sentiment or an image in the middle. So I've got Gorgeous Grape to hand. So let's start with that. So this is all experimental, so I don't know whether it's going to work or not work. Glass is going to come off. And so all I'm going to do is position this just off the edge. It's not going to be exact. So there. It's quite a good spider's web, doesn't it? So I'm going to turn this round. Like so. So I'm just creating 4 corners. Fingers crossed the internet hangs out for us. I really don't know what's going on with it. There we go. 1, 2, 3. And 4. Okay, so that's created quite a nice border design in each of those corners, and you could, I'm thinking, obviously you can't do it on these ones, but you could add in this in the corner if you wanted to, but I'm going to leave that one as it is and then add something into the middle. So all I want to do is just play around and get some different ideas and designs. Let's have a go with this star and see if I can do a star border, but you could also do it with the little bows. Right, let's grab a different block. Got that one there. Really must clean my blocks, they're looking a little bit worse for wear. Right, this is a note card sized. So I'm just thinking, let's just try it and see. And it does have a slight curve to it, which I like. So there's one. And then what I'm thinking is that. So add that little stalk on. Oh, I missed completely. Okay, let's try that again. How funny is that? Actually, what I might do is start with this in the middle. Like so. So I hope everybody is well. Obviously it's Monday morning for us here in the UK. Alright, just going to bring this a bit further down. Be a little bit more careful. That's better. And I reckon you could do that in different colours across your page. Let's have a look and see. And stagger the stars so they're in different position. Excellent, Jeanette. That's what we like to hear. So I'm looking forward to our class. So class details went out over the weekend. So what I'm going to do with this one is start in a slightly different position. Like so. Is that in your view? Just about, yes. I've got some dirt right behind where that star is. See if I can remove it. It's better. Hi Christine, and Happy New Year to you too. I hope you're keeping well. Go. Let's try a different colour. I've got pumpkin pie. Yeah, the kite is so sweet, isn't it? I love this. I like, well, as you know, as you've been following me for a while, I do like, I like clean and simple cards. I'm not a big fussy crafter. There's plenty of people that are very good at that. And so I tend to stick with what I know and enjoy. So let's... I sort of want these coming at slightly different angles and everything, so I'm just turning it round. Oh, you can order the Kite Stamp Set, my darling Christine. It's £17 and postage, so I'll send you a message after. This is in the new catalogue, which I need to send to you. And let me show you the stamp set. It's called Kite Delight, as you can see. So it's got 4 kites. I love the sun and the cloud, and then I'm using these for something slightly different. Hopefully it'll work. So I just thought it would make quite a nice boys card. Let me just line these up. Now this does remind me, hi Scott, of a stamp set we had a while ago. I'm desperately trying to think what it was. The little stars were smaller, but it was like the one, oh, mine's gone completely blank. Curvy Christmas. Curvy Christmas. So let's try, oh, I'm not sure I want espresso on there. Let's add a red. Sorry, I'm digging out the ink pads from Coffee and Card. That's why I haven't got everything ready, and also I didn't quite know what I was going to do. So this is what we're doing this afternoon, Scott, at Coffee and Card, having a play with the kites, and I'm just trying to do something different with them as well. And so this has got the the bow ties as well that you could use, little bows. That would be quite good fun going down your card. Now I'm just turning this round to get it in the best position for me to see what I'm doing. So it is nice to be able to show you different things with a stamp set. Morning, Jill. I don't know if you're able to join us at Coffee and Card this afternoon, but if you are, we're doing the kites. If you need a break from packing. Jill is in the middle of packing up her house for a move. There we go. So this is Misty Moonlight that I'm using here. You can have this going down as well, couldn't you, if you wanted to? So let's see. So I'm just looking at the angle of the way the stars are moving so that they're not overlapping the other design. Let's just put that in the corner. And then the last one. Ooh, what colour shall I have for that? I haven't had a green, have I? Let's grab a green. I've got Old Olive. Will do. So with this one, I would probably just put a sentiment on. No, it's not got much. I want one a bit darker. Hasn't got much ink in it. Dun, dun, dun. Have a look. Let's go. Flirty Flamingo. My phone out of the way. Let's have a look at that. So I'm just making sure that I clean the stamp off in between. That'll do nicely. And then for this last one, I'm going to start in the middle. Like so. And because it's got a slight curve, I'm just literally adjusting it, moving it up, moving it down. Let's not put the ink everywhere though. There we go. So I hope everybody had a nice weekend. It seemed to go very quickly, but it was a good one here. The weather was very nice actually. It was nice and sunny, relatively cold, but it was nice and sunny. Okay, so there's another idea. So the first one we've got is using this kite here to create some just some edges, and they can stamp a large sentiment in the middle, and this could go either way. And then I've got this one here that I can just add a sentiment on a die cut to, on a circle or something. And then the other one I thought of is doing a central geometric design. So I'm going to use the Stamparatus for this. Let's have a look. Thank you, Babsy. That one, this one just literally came to me as I looked at those. I thought, ah, yes, that's what you could do with those. So I have the Stamparatus, and I'm going to use the template that we have, and I've got a mat underneath for a bit of support. So all I'm going to do is pop the template on there, and then pop my square on there, and then I don't want to do it that way. Doesn't really matter which way I do it, does it? I think I need to measure the centre of this though, so I've got it in the middle. So let's just grab my T-square and do that. I'm just going to grab a pencil. Oh, here's one. So the quickest way to do that from here, without any measuring, just go corner to corner across the diagonal. Do a little mark, hope you can see that. Do the same with this one. And that will give me the centre without having to measure in from each of 4 sides. Okay, let's bring this back. Thank you, Monica. So this fits just inside my green square, so it's going to be close enough. It's not an exact match, but it doesn't need to be for this purpose. If you've got a Stamparatus and haven't got a template, just message me and I'll send you a PDF of the template. And we use this for lots of different things. It's perfect for stamping in the round, and hopefully it will work for what we want today. So I'm going to grab my kite and position this in with its point in the middle. Now I know this is not going to meet all the way around because this is not a 90-degree angle, but let's just give it a go, see what comes up. Just got to reset that. It's quite sticky because it's been worked on, but it will be close enough. So I'm just lining that up by eye, and the size of this is probably to fit a standard 9.9 by 9.9 square card. I didn't actually measure it, I just took it from my stock. So let's have a look. Let's just stamp it in gorgeous weight. See what we get. So now I've got that in position, I'm actually going to I want to rub out my cross in the middle, because once I've got ink on top I won't be able to do that. And having said that, my best rubber in my little packers has hidden itself somewhere. So I don't normally use the rubber that's on the back of a pencil because they do get quite dirty and you don't necessarily get a clean finish, but this one is good to go. Alright, let's try this out, folks. I'm going to pop that underneath. Let's see. So we're going to stamp this, and then we leave the stamp in the same position on the plate, but we move the paper around. Okay, so and it's not going to be exact, but it will be close enough. So if you just bring that back down, you'll see how that's going to fit onto there. So let's ink it up. see how we go. Now, one of the good things about the Stamparatus is if you stamp something, so you haven't added enough ink or anything else like that, you can just re-ink it and press it back down again, because this is in the same position each time. Oop. Okay, so I'm going to turn this round. And that's just given me another idea, which is to make a butterfly out of that. Isn't it funny how ideas can come when you're not even sort of thinking of them? Okay. There we go, is that one? And then finally this one here. I haven't done any techniques with the Stamparatus for quite a while, so I might do some in the next week or so. Hi Zana, how are you? Hope you're well. So we're just having a play with the kite stamp to make some other patterns. There we go. So if you like geometrics, I just need to let Cassie in, excuse me. And you come in, girls. Oops. So if you like mandalas and things like that, you could then spend time and colour this in and pop that onto a card. So that's another, oh cold, bless you, another design. So far from the kites, we've got this one here as an edge border, and then I've used the strings with the stars on, and that could go any which way you wanted it to. And then I've done that one to make a geometric pattern. So I just want to explore using that as a butterfly. Let's wipe that down. Now, just while I'm here, I want to see to do the same with this one, see what this looks like. So bear with me folks, sorry, this is definitely an experimental morning. So let's just find the middle of this one again. Because this is actually slightly more than 90 degrees, that one. Sorry, but you feel like you're back at school now. Angles and measuring. I think Cassie's made herself comfortable now. That will be close enough. Let's just have a little go. I just want to see how this one pans out. So it doesn't matter whether you can start with it flat like that or at the angle. So let's do this one this way round, just for something different. So I'm going to turn it so the stamp is face down. Oh, I might have to do it that way because of the size of the kite. Now, I am just moving this slightly away from the centre. Let's see whether it works. Might not work. New base for stamp platform. Oh no, this is my my Stamparatus template, and all I've done is I've laminated it because I use it a lot. So if you haven't got a copy of it, I'll happily send it to you on PDF and you can use it. Right, let's try it this way around. Just want to make sure I'm clear of that. Right, let's give this one a go. Let's use Poppy Parade for something slightly different. Let's give it a go. As I say, it may or may not work, but if we don't try, we'll never know. Okay, that's one. So it's all about the angle of here. So, which is why we'll know whether it works when I've done the second one. Let's see. It reminds me of kaleidoscopes, and also I'm trying to think what it was that I used to use. I just want to move that. Bit close to that magnet. Hopefully it'll be alright. I was going to say spirograph, but that was more circular, wasn't it? Okay, so it's coming together. A little bit close to that magnet, but it worked all right. So just a little bit of fun, and if you do have the time, I know a lot of us are pressed for time, but do have a play with your stamps. Look at them in a different way. Take a stamp out of its packet and just play with it. So because this is not an exact right angle, this is why we've got this gap coming through, but I'm happy with that. It just adds a bit of texture to it. I don't know whether yes, all of the kites, these ones are slightly bigger. Of course you could try the other point in the middle. Lots of variations. I won't bore you with everything, but if you want to have a go, this is, I mean, you could stamp this by hand, but I like using the Stamparatus because you know it's going to be even. I mean, I know it's not exact because I'm moving that middle bit, but you could have a go at stamping by hand. I'm not worried about this ink here because I'm not pressing in that area. That's one of the nice things about the Stamparatus or any stamping platform. There we go. So, and you could cut that out, and so you could colour it in, cut it out and use it in its own right. So we've got that one there with the fine point in the middle, and then this one here. So it's amazing how different they look, isn't it? So let's do that flat, sorry, so you can see it. Keep forgetting. Okay, and then I was going to have a go at a butterfly. So let's see if we can do that. There we go. Let's take that one off because I'll be looking for it this afternoon and won't be able to find it. Okay, let us. So this one just came to be me now. Let's have a look. I'm going to try, just going to use a larger piece of card and try some different variations. See how they work. So just sort of two ways you could use them. So let's see. So this is one way. Nearly burst into song then. Just as well I didn't. Like so. But, and it's a bit big, you need obviously a bit in the middle. So let's try the other way that I thought of, which was is it like that? So that sort of effect. Yeah, that's a little bit too wide, too much space in between. I guess you could mask that off and put let's see. Just wondering if you could mask that bit off here and then put another. I just want to try that now. Let me grab a post-it note. Just see. So I'm stamping on the post-it note. And I'm going to cut this out, attach it to that, and then stamp another one slightly overlapping. Just need to find some scissors. Sorry, the scissors have jumped out and I haven't got my glasses on to see them. Okay, let's see. So again, another bit of an experiment, but so Christine, if you like this, I'll send you a direct link to the shop and you can order it directly, and I will pop a catalogue in the post to you. So I'm thinking pop that on there, and using half the butterfly like that. This one's going to come off here now because I didn't place it very well. Could I do it a different way? No, not really. Okay. Let's give it a go. So I know this is going to fall off the edge of the paper. But we'll see whether it's worked, won't we, as a butterfly. There we go, it's a little bit better, isn't it? I just working out if it needs another one, whether I could do a little one, but no. But so that works as well. So you could draw a line, or if you had I'm trying to think what it would need, a post or something where you've got a single line, to make that into a butterfly. So there we go. So some alternatives with that. Okay, let's do something with the ones that I've created. So if you want to see how these were made, then hop back to Thursday. The video for Thursday is on Facebook and YouTube. So I've got these 4 here. So I think with this one, you could just do some colouring in. I'm not going to colour it all in, but you could do some colouring in of these elements here. And then stamp a large sentiment in the middle. So I'm thinking that Happiest of Birthdays has got a nice big bold birthday sentiment. I think I've got that right. Let's do that as well. So I'll go on and finish colouring these in. So just do this for now and then add a sentiment. There we go. That's that one. So I'm thinking this one here, wishing you the happiest of birthdays, would fit in the middle. Might fit in the middle. Yep, certainly does. Let's grab a large block. And I'll just do this in Gorgeous Grape to coordinate, and then that will get layered onto Gorgeous Grape or Highland Heather backing, and then onto a card. I'm going to do it this way. Internet's holding out so far. If it does go, because I've done the main bit that I wanted to show you, I'm just finishing these off. I won't come back. I'll just finish them and post a finished card. So there's that one there. So I'm just going to finish off in a second doing the colouring, which I'll do after we've finished. And then same with this one really. I'll do a couple of layers and then leave you to it. So just use some different colours, and obviously you could stamp this in espresso, or you could stamp this in black. Black and white actually on its own would be really lovely, wouldn't it? And you can obviously then just colour in or leave it as you wish. Two, three. we go. So the stamp set is £17. As I say, I like, you've got the sentiments as well. I do like the this one, Another Year Flies By. That's a great sentiment. We always say that, don't we? Where's the year gone? Things like that. So you can just carry on colouring those. Let me put these back in the right place though. And then the same for this one, and I didn't rub out my little star in the middle, my little pencil line. So let me just grab some card to layer those up. This one I'm going to pop onto a layer from here. So that's, let's try Misty Moonlight, because I think this would make a good boys card. I know it's got a little bit of purple, but it's not too pinky. So let's glue that one down. So I've got a busy week ahead. I hope your week ahead is good and positive for you. Certainly plenty to be done. So I've got some more catalogues to send out. So if you haven't received your catalogue from me yet, then don't hesitate to comment and let me know. Let me pop that onto a note card. So note cards and envelopes are a great staple to have, especially if you're a beginner crafter. They're slightly smaller than a standard A6 card, so you don't need to put as much on or feel that you've got to fill it out so much. They're ready scored. They come in white and vanilla, which is like an ivory colour. And they include the envelope. So, and these are what I use at Coffee and Card most of the time, because I don't know how many people are coming to Coffee and Card. The whole idea is that it's a drop-in, and so all I need are base layers, coloured layers, and then a pack of cards, and then I always have a spare pack just in case more people turn up. So this one I'm going to add a sentiment on. Let me just see if my little die cuts are to hand, which they are. I seem to have got big, small, nothing in between. Let's see what else I've got. The stitched one. Don't want anything too big. I don't want to cover it up. That's the thing, isn't it? So I'll see if I can find a sentiment to go onto there and a backing. And then actually you could put a sentiment in the middle of there if you wanted to. It seems a shame to cover it up. Obviously that's too big. So one between those two would work, or just have it as a design and then pop it onto some card and put your sentiment on the inside. Oh, Buzz is going shopping. Bless you. I hope it's not too painful for you. And the same for this one. You could put that in the middle, but it just seems a bit of a shame to cover it all up, doesn't it? That's the only thing. So So I'll pop a sentiment onto there. This will go onto some layers of card. And this one I will colour in. So I don't think I'm going to sit and do those now, because I've already taken up 50 minutes of your time. But I hope it's given you some more ideas. What I will do is finish these off and pop a photograph of the finished cards. Hope you can see that. There we go. Sorry, moving them around rather a lot. There we go. So I hope it's given you some ideas with Kite Delight. So a fun little stamp set that you can do much more with than you might first think. And I always do say, you know, have a look at elements of your stamps. I haven't even used the clouds and the sun in any of these. I have on some of the envelopes. There's the little sun on that one. And I think I've used, oh no, just used the kite on that one. But use any of these elements up like I've done with this one here. Just get them out and have a play. Make your stamps work for you. So thanks so much for joining me. I hope that's been useful. If you do have this stamp set or something similar, I'd love to see what you do with it. You know, especially if you change out the colours, and if you do any more with these geometrics. And obviously with this you could then incorporate this edge as well, by stamping this in the corners. You can actually make those meet up if you wanted to, or do another layer. So there's lots of things you can do. So thank you for joining me. I'm off to make a cup of coffee, finish these off, and then just make sure I've got everything ready for coffee and card, and then I'll be on my mission of sending out the last of the catalogues. So do shout if you need any assistance or any help, and if you're in the UK and you don't have a demonstrator that looks after you, then don't hesitate to give me a shout, and I'll see what I can do to help. Thank you so much, everybody. This video will be uploaded to YouTube shortly, so if you're watching on catch up or replay and you have any queries or questions, don't hesitate to comment, and keep an eye out for that, and I'll get back to you if there's anything that needs follow up. Thank you so much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.